I'm very happy to have a speaker from Bangladesh. Keep in mind that this is not an Indian channel, it's a Desi channel, and we Desis know what a Desi is, so I don't have to explain. Right now we have with us Shakhawat Hossain. He has studied statistics. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Shakhawat.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mathur, to give me a chance to talk with you. This is very charming for me. I think it's a great opportunity for me to talk such people like you, very talented someone. I'm very happy to talk with you.
Okay.
At first, I have to introduce myself. I am Shakhawat from Bangladesh. I've completed my graduation and post-graduation in statistics from Shahjalan University of Science and Technology, Sylhet, Bangladesh. And after my graduation, I have joined in the banking industry, a private commercial bank. Almost I have worked around 14 years in a private commercial bank. I'm living in Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh, you know. That's my working history and academic history.
Okay. What else do you want to tell us about yourself, your views, your opinions, something like that? Go ahead, please.
Today I want to, since I am a banker, I want to talk something in banking industry or economy of Bangladesh, as well as the world. And also I will tell something about my views and future thinking in the regarding the economy. At first, I will say what I do in my desk or my bank. What I do actually. I will say this. I'm working in the internal control and compliance. You know, the internal control department. It is mandatory as per Bank for International Settlement. You know, this is very mandatory to keep internal compliance department. I do in this department. As an internal control officer, I monitor all over the all the transactions and irregularities and different deviations, lapses of the banks. Especially, I work in this area.
Okay. Let's continue.
I want to say something. I would like to say the main framework of the banking industry in Bangladesh. I think to keep a sound banking business, to continue sound banking business, internal control is very important. The failure of internal control is the failure of banking business or the failure of economy. Because every failure behind every failure of banking business is root is internal control. If we cannot manage the internal control and cannot manage the compliance of the bank, we will be failed in any time.
Okay.
So due to confirm this control, we take some measures. I do something. I work in online monitoring, and this is like a watchtower. You know, watchtower. We can see all the bank from a we have a core banking system. You know, from this user ID, we can view all transactions, large transactions, and the different violations of the transactions. This is how we can control the banks, and we also build policies. Since we work in head office, we build policies from, you know, I am a student of statistics. I also try to contribute with managing data, with managing database management in lapses or different irregularities. We can conclude a decision and make policy to keep the bank okay.
So is it working well in your bank? Is it in good shape?
You are saying about my bank.
And yes, banking in general in Bangladesh, is it working well?
I'll say the true actually. Whole economy of the world is going in a very hard time.
Mm-hmm.
On the very hard time, and this is all a very hard time also for Bangladesh and also for South Asia, I think, due to Ukraine war, due to Corona pandemic. This affect us all whole economy very much. But we overcome this situation uh, very effectively, I think.
Okay.
And also now our banking industry is going very well. Uh, Although we have some problems, our central banks takes some measures to overcome these situations. They segregate we have 56 banks in different categories: green banks, yellow banks, and uh, and green banks, yellow banks, and red banks. Red are alarming, so they are trying to overcome their bad situations, asset liability, which are in being in abnormal position. They are trying to overcome this situation. Our central bank helps us, and we commercial banks also do very well.
Okay. All right. Have you reached out quite a bit into the rural areas, or the branches are mainly in the big cities?
It's a great opportunity for me to work in both environment. Really, I have worked in rural areas for 5 years, and I am working in head office in capital city for 8 years, 8 to 9 years. Yeah, it's a great experience for me working in both environment in rural areas as well as the capital city of Bangladesh.
Okay. So tell us about the rural areas. How do you find them?
They try to overcome their economic difficulties. They are very much hardworking. They have talented. They try to something good better, do better. They are trying, and we bankers are trying to help themselves due to our microfinance programs, due to small medium enterprise programs. This is doing very well in South Asia as well as Bangladesh and India also. Microfinance is very uh, increasing rapidly in South Asia. With microfinance program, we are trying to help our rural peoples. They do trade finance, and they are trying to overcome their poverty.
And so, what is the size of your loan in microfinance, approximately?
Yes, we start from very few amounts, from 10,000 Bangladeshi taka to 1 crore also. 1 crore
Okay.
is also a small medium enterprise.
Yeah.
But we also help very poor peoples with 5,000 or 10,000 money.
Okay.
We lend them, and the interest rate or profit rate is very low for them. It's
Okay.
a special scheme for the under peoples,
Okay.
and who lived in poverty line, under poverty line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And the collection rate is, do you have problems in recovery, or it's fine? Recovery rate is high?
Actually, in economy or in banking industry, maximum defaulters are rich clients.
Ah,
The poor people are really not the defaulter. They are trying to overcome their situations, but they are not defaulters. They are really fair peoples. But there is low rate of default, 1% or 0.5%. But actually, they are very fair people. They want to overcome the situation. They try to do a business. They try to something trade finance. Actually, main defaulters are exist in the capital areas and the large companies.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's continue. I'm asking too many questions. You please say what you want to say.
Okay, I want to say something about uh, uh, I want to say something about what should be we have to do in future in banking industry or economy. I think the main factor is good governance. I want to say something about good governance. This is very important in our in Bangladesh as well as South Asian perspective. you worked in and you spent lots of time in America, USA, and developed countries. Also worked in India and least developed countries. I see your profile. The main problems in least developed countries is the absence of good governance. I think
Yeah.
there's the main factor. There's the main factor that we have to correct to overcome our economic conditions to be a developed country.
So where
To
is it?
maintain the good.
Where is this
Please.
governance really lacking? Where do you find it missing?
Yeah, the main missing is the corruption.
Okay.
Corruption is the main factor. Corruption, major corruptions are occurred in government level and political with political supports in with political leaders in Bangladesh, also in South Asian other countries. This is why we are being poor and cannot overcome our situations.
But Bangladesh has improved quite a bit. It's seen in the world as an economy that has done well.
Yes, we are doing very well. That's really remarkable, very remarkable for us and for the world also. Bangladesh is doing very well. We are addressing our main problems, and our governments, Sheikh Hasina government, trying very hard to control the corruptions, and they are trying to digitalize every systems. With digitalization, it is very easy to control the corruptions in government sectors. This is why with digitalization and technology, we are trying to overcome our situations.
Okay.
This is why we are doing very well in society.
Okay.
In economy.
All right. Wonderful. Okay. That's a good news that something is helping. Okay. So let's continue, please.
Okay. I want to say also I want to add something in this area. Is good governance. To maintain good governance, we have to maintain sustainable development also. We have to do something in sustainable goal also. Without sustainability, we cannot overcome the situation. Without sustainability, we cannot establish good governance. Without good governance, we cannot establish sustainability.
Okay.
This is the main focus thing I want to say today. I think this is very important for us, for the world, to sustainable development. We have to develop all the people of the world. We have to work for the welfare of all the people of the world, not for the rich people. We lend money for the rich people. We do not give money to the poor ones. We do not help them, but they do not have business, but they want money. We try to overcome their situation. Then we took guarantee. Then we want collateral. But how they give this? How they overcome their situation? How they lend money?
Yeah, collateral
So
is
this is the point we have. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Collateral is a big issue.
Sorry.
Collateral is a big issue.
Yes, collateral is the big issue, but everybody is not able to give collateral. So
Yes.
we have to address this factor. We have to, if you live in a $1 billion building apartment, but there is a slum under your outside of your building, you cannot live well with this. If the poor people around you cannot live well. So we have to address this situation. We have to overcome the poverty all over the world. But we are doing actually, I do not know, you are a great economist, you will say very well in this issue. Actually, banks or financial institutions are doing on the rich peoples. Their major concentration in rich peoples, but that's the factor that we are, that's the factor that is failing us. We have to address this situation. We have to include every people of the world, poor or rich, everybody else. We have to introduce financial inclusion. Every slum people also be our part, be our economic part.
Yeah, I think it's a big challenge, but we need to do that because without financial inclusion, you're not going to get economic progress for everybody.
If I say about the India, you know, you are a India national. Lots of rich people in India, but lots of poor also. Without
Yeah.
recovery their situation, without overcome the poor people, without without give their good life, we cannot develop the whole country. We
No.
have to think whole everybody of the countries, every people of the country.
Yeah.
That's the
True.
main factor I want to say. This is, I will say also, financial inclusion. I will say this may be a green financing also.
Yeah.
We have to give land. We have to lend money to the poor people.
Yeah. True. You know, the Bangladesh has a very successful program of solar panels in rural areas, in the rural
Yeah,
homes.
we, you know, the BRAC, BRAC is doing very well, the number one NGO in the world, and our Grameen Bank also doing very well, and our private commercial banks also doing very well with the guidance of Bangladesh Bank, our central bank. They're doing very well. There has a special scheme in our people to help them to the to village peoples, to the farmers. There's lots of schemes in our country, in commercial banks as well as NGO,
Okay. I'm
to
happy,
develop their situation.
very happy to hear that. And certainly, Bangladesh's economic progress over the years has been quite
I
amazing.
want to say,
Go ahead.
yes, I want to add another issue also.
Yeah, please.
Uh, that's the that's the green. That's the issue regarding green financing. We have to work on carbon emission also.
Mm-hmm.
That's the very important thing for us. Now we are living, some people living very luxurious life. We use refrigerators, we use AC, we use AC cars. But what will happen after few years when everywhere there will be lots of carbons and our ozone layers will be destroyed? What will happen? And we are facing lots of natural disasters in all over the world. You know, in Bangladesh is a very dangerous place also. We face cyclones in every year. We face uh, 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 you know lots of natural disasters in our country, and the world is faces this. So I think we have to address these situations. We have to focus on this. Carbon emissions is very important for us to control carbon emission, to sustain, to live in our planet.
True. And I know in Bangladesh, in the coastal areas, the
Yes.
sea is already rising and giving problems to the coastal people, and they are moving inland, I've heard. Is that what you also believe? That coastal areas are in trouble?
Yeah, coastal area is in danger really due to sea level is rising. Sea level is rising is the problem of all over the world, not only Bangladesh. Sea level is rising. I read an article. In New York City, one day will be underwater if we cannot control the carbon emission. If you cannot control our world.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it is a global problem. Agreed. Everybody.
It's a global problem, but
Yeah,
we have to focus on this. If we
yeah.
think about economy, we have to think about the poor people. We have to think about the nature. If
Mm-hmm.
we don't adjust with the nature, adapt with the nature, nature one day will destroy us.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think it's a great point. It's a great factor of economy also. Economy not means the money. Economy not means the finance. Climate, weather, uh, even a tree is a part of economy. I think we
Yeah,
have to save every trees of the world.
yeah.
That's the green financing. That's the sustainable development. This is how we also ensure our good governance.
Okay. And do you think it's happening in Bangladesh?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Is it happening in Bangladesh, in your
Yes,
opinion?
we are working on carbon emission, to reduce carbon emission, and we have a target to reduce the greenhouse gas, by 2030 by 6.73%.
Okay.
we have a target directed by Central Bank of Bangladesh to reduce the greenhouse gas by 2030, 6.73%. It's a great thing, and we are working on that. And our government also trying to plant lots of trees all over the country to reduce the greenhouse gas and
Okay.
carbon emissions.
All right. What about car use and such things?
Yes, electrical vehicles is being very um, friendly, and also we are trying to use electrical vehicles and charge-based vehicles.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a more general question. Do the young people feel optimistic or they don't feel optimistic in Bangladesh?
I think young are always optimistic.
Okay.
Not of Bangladesh. I think all over the world, from the whole world, young people are always optimistic. You know the Rabindranath Tagore, the
Yes.
Nobel laureate of India or South Asia.
Yes.
He say, "ওরে সবুজ ওরে আমার কাঁচা আদমরাদের ঘা মেরে তুই বাঁচা." This means it's a Bangla poem. This means, "Oh my green, save us to uh, to push the old peoples."
Well, I'm glad that they are optimistic, but how is it for jobs? Do they get jobs or it's not so good? What's the situation you feel?
We have a problem in job market. There is a very poor job market, very limited job market, but lots of people are being graduated every year. That's a problem for us, but we are doing also very well by self-employment.
Okay.
Freelancing is being very popular in our country, and we are doing very well in the world also. We will be in the ranking 1 to 5 in freelancing. We are doing very well in such sector, and our young people are doing very well in IT sector. They are trying to develop their skills. This is how also our government is patronized in sector to be self-employed of young peoples.
Okay.
This is how we are trying to overcome our unemployment problems. But we have problems we are facing, and we are fighting with this.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell us?
No, you can conclude, and I want to hear something from you. It's a great opportunity to me to talk like people such you. That's the first time I have talked MIT professor.
Well,
It's a
the
great
thing is,
opportunity for me. You are a very talented one. I see your profile.
thank you,
I want
Shakhawat.
to hear something from you. You can
Well,
conclude
okay,
with this.
let me tell you something from my side. I think that what I find is that across our region, our Desi young people, they have really picked up on the new technologies. They have really picked up on the new technologies. You yourself mentioned computer science, and there are so many new things
Yeah,
coming in the world. And the older generation honestly cannot handle it. They just are too out of it. Okay? I'm out of it.
yeah,
Okay. If you think I can do, you think there's this. Today I was talking to a person who said he's in biotechnology. It's not bioinformatics,
yeah,
but biotechnology. Now, it's only the young people who can do it, who can handle it. And fortunately, what I find is that the young people are actually capable of doing it. And they are actually trying to
yes,
become world class. You don't have to
yes,
be outside your country to be world class because of the technology. You can be connected
yeah,
anywhere, and you can be very good in your own domain even though you are not in that other country. Okay. So I find the passive optimistic thing is that the technology is allowing the young people, and I see it in
yeah,
Pakistan, I see it in Bangladesh, I see it in India, I see it in Nepal. that they are actually able to come up to near world class, if not world class, near world class. Okay. I
Yeah,
asked a Pakistani economist who has been also involved in education in Pakistan for some time. He says, I said, how many of your people are world class, young people? He says, well, if you look at the top universities, maybe 10% are world class. But
yeah,
that's a very big number, right?
yeah,
The economy is going through hell, the IMF is there, the failures are there, the army is fighting the
yeah.
politicians are fighting each other. But still, the young people, 10% are world class. And Bangladesh, I'm sure, even more, because there's none of that fighting. So the
Definitely.
future, I would say, is uh, looks good, looks good. Because it has, and it's not just in the capital city anymore. You can find
Uh,
that in Chittagong also, you will find
yes.
people like that. I've talked to people in different parts of Bangladesh.
Well, with you, I want to add another thing.
Yeah,
You talk about the technology and the young people. I think AI,
yes,
artificial intelligence, will introduce a great revolution in the world. I think it's a great thing that will change the whole economic and finance of the world. There will be lots of changes in the world with the AI.
yes. And young people in our region are actually catching up to it. It's not that they are behind.
Yeah,
They didn't create it, but they can use it. They can use it. It's not something that, oh, how can I do it? No, it's not like that. We can do it. So that, I think, is the most optimistic, I mean, most happy thought, that look, we as a region are not going to be left behind. If our politicians don't come in the way, but even if they come in the way, there's still going to be uh, economic progress. This is now pretty clear. Like politicians have messed up the Sri Lankan economy. Okay, they're completely down the drain. Banks are, no import, export, all sort of problems. But I haven't talked to young people, but my sense is that they are also qualified and they can do things. So this is
uh,
what,
and uh, and the future job market will be changed due to technology and artificial intelligence. Then young people will do very well in
yeah.
this
So,
sector.
so that's the thing. But my message really is that it's time we also looked at our neighboring countries in our region. Too much of the focus is on the West. It's good, we need to keep up, catch up, so on, but we need to know each other. We
Definitely.
really don't know each other. The young people are so much connected to the West, but they are not connected within the region. And that is why I call this a Desi channel. So that is also my message, that please get connected with each other. Get connected, because the
Sh-
technology allows it, and we cannot just ignore our own region for the sake of knowing what's happening in Hamburg or Paris or New York. We need to know what's happening in our own region. Now, we are political issues, religious issues, social issues, fine. But in the end, we have to live with each other. We are neighbors. We have lived with each other for thousands of years. And we need to be mentally aware of each other. I'm not saying we need to agree, but I'm saying we need to be aware of each other and to know
Sure,
that, look, uh, what is it that's happening there that may be good for me?
definitely.
What are the people on the other side like? What are the people in the banking sector in another country feeling? How do they handle it? And especially, I will say, for the women. I mean, I'm talking to a man now, but I think I've talked to several Pakistani women and Bangladeshi women. They also need to connect with women in the rest of the region.
Definitely.
I think that's a very, very useful and important message, since
So
you wanted a message from me.
awareness and connectivity with each other.
Yes,
Actually, we all are the part of the world. We cannot ignore anybody else.
no,
We we are like a part of a body. A brother of India or a brother of USA. It's like a part of a body.
yes,
We are the just part of a body. Everybody is connected with each other. Should be connected.
yeah,
If there will be problem in India, it will create an effect in New York also, USA
yeah,
also. If there will be problem in Canada, it can be affect us. Yeah, we are facing this problem also that you are saying. Ukraine war also make us aware in this regard. We are
yeah.
all everybody are connected.
No, we need to know each other, because, you have 40, 50 years more of life and activity and so on. It cannot only be your own country and the West. That's what I'm saying. And I say
Yeah,
this not to you, I say this to Indians also, that why don't you pay more attention to your neighboring countries? And not just on a political basis that, oh, now we are doing this, they are doing that. What are the people doing, thinking? The other day, I interviewed
yeah.
a Pakistani economist. His parents are still
No,
farmers.
we have to share our views,
Yes,
with each other.
yes, that's what I'm saying. And the technology is there. So, he told me, oh,
Ideas also,
my parents
ideas
are,
also.
yeah, my parents are still farmers. And now I'm working for the central bank.
Yeah,
Parents are illiterate farmers. So now, you may think anything about a country, but this person, his struggle is the same as of many other people in our region. That the
yeah.
parents are illiterate, and yet he has managed to get enough education to work in the central bank. You know what it means to work in the central bank. It's not a joke to get a job in the central bank. It's tough.
No,
No, it's tough, and
definitely, it's very tough.
it's very tough. But we need to know that this is happening in our region. That's my message. Okay, since you asked me for a message, that's my message of optimism. I have faith in the young people, and I hope that they connect with others in the region through the
I will,
technology. Through the technology.
yeah.
Okay.
I will conclude in my views in summary that I wanted to say that we have to include all peoples. We have to
Yeah.
include everybody else
Yeah.
that we are calling financial inclusion. Everybody else in our financial system, in our economy. Uh, Everybody, a people of slum, a very poor people or farmers, or a illiterate persons of Africa, everybody else we have to include it in our economy. If we cannot help each other, if we cannot save each other, total world or global economy will fall one day.
Okay.
Similarly, our weather, climate, or global warming, whatever you say, we have to save our planet. So the reducing carbon emission, through green financing, through more focus on to maintain our planet green and safe.
All right. Thank you so much, Shakhawat. Let's end it here today. And maybe we catch up with you in 1 year to see how you are doing. But for the time being, let's end it here today. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody. I'll be back with another expert or a young person soon. Bye.